All right, everybody, I'm going to review top to bottom the reverse bold 100 2020 style. I have discussed this with many of you and have input from many of you, and I'm very excited for us to go over this in detail. So we're going to jump right in. Now, I want to go over just an overview of how this would work. You're going to select the date for the call-in day. I'm going to recommend that you consider May 27th. I believe that's the Wednesday after Memorial Day. You want to set clear hours that people may call in. I would recommend from 9 until 3, possibly 9 until 4. You want to be very clear about that time. And you also want to pick the time that you're going to do the live drawing. And I would do that about an hour and a half or 2 hours after the call time has ended. That will give you time to get yourself situated, double check voicemail, make sure you didn't miss anyone, and that everyone is in the drawings that they would like to be a part of. Now, the reason I recommend May 27th is I believe you could get a lot of social media engagement on Memorial Day weekend. Of course, you could do it before then. May 22nd would be another good day, possibly May 20th. You do want this nice lead up time so you have a lot of engagement prior to the reverse bold 100 day. For the purpose of this recording, we will be referring to that as the RB100. All right, so let's go through these notes. You want to select businesses that you will support with the giveaway component of the RB100. 3 to 5 businesses would be ideal. Of course, you could always do one, and you could do more. I think when you do more, it gets too confusing. When you do one, you limit your exposure to new people to add to your database. You want to also invite, for the purpose of this conversation, we're going to always discuss as if we have 5 businesses we're supporting in the giveaway. So you would want to invite 5 vendors to sponsor the gift cards from the businesses in the RB100. I would recommend somewhere between $100 and $200 as a gift card for each business that you're going to support. The amount needs to be enough that it will catch people's attention and it will actually get them to call in because they'll want to win it. Now you could consider, Andre Garcia in Hoboken has decided to let the 5 vendors select their favorite restaurants, and they will buy the gift card for those restaurants. It's another way to engage the vendors in the entire competition. You want to schedule your virtual interview day where you're going to interview the owner or the general manager of the 5 businesses that you'll be giving away the gift cards for. You want to post and thoroughly tag the interviews on all social media. You want to schedule promotions on all social media through email and text, have the actual calling day itself, and then you'll have a ribbon cutting event at the business that has the most social engagement prior to the RB100 day. And that means their interview will have the most comments, likes, and shares on the social media platforms where you have placed the video. On YouTube, that would be likes and comments. So how do you prepare for this whole thing? That's sort of an overview of the whole program. Here's how you would prepare. After selecting the date, the time, whether you'll be in person at your office or if your team will be answering the calls remotely, that's when you're going to start getting into really preparing. You're going to practice and internalize the scripts for the day of the event with all team members. You want to have a trial run of the call forwarding process. You're also going to want to practice entering the information from somebody while on the call when they call in. You want to decide if it's going to be entered into a spreadsheet, whether it's going to be written manually on a piece of paper, or if it's going to be put directly into command. You want to check market stats every day leading up to the event. Listings taken, new contracts accepted, and closed sales. You may also want to know how many total listings are on the market the day of the event. You want this information right at the ready, at your fingertips, because you may have someone call in and they may ask you what's happening in real estate. This is the data that is readily digested by consumers. So when you have that handy, you'll have a very strong response for them as soon as they ask you what's happening in real estate right now. You also want to prepare your schedule for the 2 weeks after the call-in day, after the RB100, with appointment times clearly outlined. I would consider using Calendly or Google Calendar so that anyone on the team who answers the phone can schedule an appointment for you in real time. Now, why do you want to have these appointments available? Wouldn't it be great if a past client calls in on the calling day and says, you know what, we'd like you to come by the home and see what the work that we've done to it in the last 3 years. We're considering downsizing. We're considering selling this townhouse and buying a single family. It's highly possible those conversations will come up. You may have people that want to schedule a buyer consultation or a listing appointment. The more ready you are, the more likely it is that those conversations will take place. So you want to, it's kind of field of dreams. You want to build it and they will come. So make sure you have a plan in place for when you can have appointments in the 2 weeks after the call-in day. You want to verify the hours people can call in and who will man the phones. You want to have real clarity over who will be manning the phones at what time and how the call forwarding will progress. I recommend that as often as possible, the lead agent of the team is answering the phone, and then the call would forward to the next person, to the next person, to the next person. There are ways to do that, a variety of ways to do that. There are apps and platforms you can use. You could use a Google Voice number. You could set it up with Verizon or AT&T, depending on your carrier and the type of phone you have. But this is something you really want to nail before the actual call-in day. You want to create a large visual tracker for the day to show progress to 100 inbound calls. And you want to have stickers for appointments set and referrals received. You want to select how you're actually going to do the drawing for the gift cards. Now, there are random selectors that you can use online that will randomly select a name from a spreadsheet or a list. You could have simple raffle tickets, plain old, raffle tickets. And as people call in, not only do you fill in their information, you grab a raffle ticket, put their name on it. You could even give them their raffle number ticket the raffle ticket number if they're interested in that. You also, in terms of the drawing, if you're doing 3, 4, or 5 businesses, you want to give the caller the option. Which company would you like to win the gift card for? Or would you like to be on all 5? Now, if they want to be on all 5, pull off 5 tickets, goes in the 5 buckets. If you're doing it as a randomizer, then you would have a column that simply is checked for all 5. And after the calling is over, you would make sure that those people were in all 5 lists that would be randomly selected. The reason you want to do that is, let's say that you have a clothing boutique or a barber shop as one of the gift cards. If someone isn't interested in that, you don't want them to win that gift card. So anyway, that it also is a way for patrons to show their commitment and loyalty to, say, if it's a restaurant and it's their favorite, they're going to want to win that gift card. You want to go ahead too and get some snacks, prizes, maybe a couple of, Nerf balls, some goofy things if you are going to be doing this together in your market center, which some of you, the stay in place or shelter in place restrictions should be looser by the end of May, and you will be able to, if you'd like to, do this at the market center. You may decide to do it at someone's house. So if you're going to be together, get some things to make it fun. And arrange for food to be delivered at lunchtime and have food for breakfast, but plan that out beforehand. You don't want to be worrying about that the day of. I think it's a great idea to get a card for each team member and fill that out prior to the day. And at the very end of the day, give that to them when they leave, if they're there in person. if you're doing it virtually, mail it to them about 2 days before the event or the day before the event so they get it in the mail right after. And just really on that card, just think back to when you hired them for your team and share with them why you're proud to be in business with them and what you're looking forward to doing with them as we complete 2020. This is your chance to shine as a leader in that messaging in that card. The actual reverse bold 100 day. So the actual day arrives. So you want to send a reminder text and email to your entire database. You want to remind them to call in. Some people send an email the night before and a text message the day of. You want to post reminders on all social media outlets. You want to do a Facebook Live to kick off the event about 5 minutes before it begins. You want to comment reminders on all interview posts for all businesses. So go back to the original interview posts, go into the comments and just type in the comment section, hey everyone, today's the day. Make sure you call in to 310-909-6769 and you'll be entered in a drawing to support Luigi's Pizza. You want to get that in all of those posts. You're going to put those post reminders in a couple times through the day. When you put that comment there, it's everyone who liked or commented on that thread will get a notification that there's a new comment. Does it mean they'll see it? No, it's highly likely that they will. You also want to remind the business owners today's the day, so that they can remind and promote people to call in. Now, you want to set up your call forwarding and the voicemail for the ultimate voicemail box people will get and hear in the event that they call and it call forwards to a voicemail if you're all on the phone at the same time. Now that message, you want it to be upbeat and cheery. There's a small script in here, just something very simple and straightforward along the lines of, thank you so much for calling in. We look forward to speaking with you. Now, if you just leave your name and phone number, we'll call you back as soon as possible. Light and breezy. And as I mentioned, the script is further along in this document. So get the team excited about the day. Role play the script to use when answering the phone 30 minutes before you'll begin. Fire them up with a rallying cry. The bold affirmation would work. You could do your team mission statement, but this is a big day. This is you guys coming together, supporting local business, touching people's lives, engaging with your database and your past clients, and you're going to meet new people today because people that saw the interviews that are fans of those businesses are going to call in to support that business. So get excited because you're going to add new people into your database. And frankly, there's a high likelihood that you're going to uncover some new business that day. Remind that team, they're going to learn the names and addresses of their next clients in the next 8 hours. So get them excited. And then you start answering phone calls and marking down each one. Remember, the goal is to have at least 100 people call in to your team on that day. So I want to take a minute and go back to the interviews. So after you invite a business to be a part of this, you want to set up the virtual interviews as quickly as possible. We want as much social media promotion time as we can have, while at the same time having a quality interview. I recommend that you'll use the Zoom platform, or GoToMeeting would work as well, as long as you have a very strong internet connection. You want both of you on video, and you want to be prepared. We want the interview to be fairly short. We want it to be easy to digest. We want someone who's a fan of that business to say, oh my gosh, I love payolis. I want to see what's going on here. And you want them to jump on, see you interacting with the owner or the manager of that business, a couple of quick questions, the call to action. So you want this interview to promote that business and invite people to participate in the calling day, as well as commenting, liking, and sharing the interview post. So you want to prepare for the interviews by reading what you can find out about the business and the owner prior to the meeting. How long have they been in business? Have they always been at that location? What makes them stand out? Possibly look through Yelp reviews, obviously for restaurants, those will be handy. If you happen to know people that patronize that business, or if you do yourself, possibly have a testimonial that you could incorporate into the interview. Um, you also want to focus on how the business contributes to what makes your town special. So that, have these questions and these thoughts top of mind. Again, you want to keep it fairly simple and keep it fairly short. It's important that you ask a couple of questions about the person you're interviewing, as about them as a business person, not just about the business itself. That's going to be more engaging. You want to mention on the video that the business will win a contest, that if it has the most likes, shares, and comments on this interview, then the business will win a special reopening event when regulations are lifted at the end of Safer at Home or Shelter in Place, or whatever they're calling it in your area. Now, you can close the interview itself with the call to action for the RB100, or you can end the interview and then you can add a call to action in post-production on the end of the interview. I recommend doing it that way, because then post RB100, you can re-edit the video, remove that tag at the end very easily, and then your video still has a market shelf life, because it's fine to say in the interview, comment, like, and share on this. That's good anytime. The only thing that has a short time frame is the RB100 itself. You also, if you're going to do some editing, ask the business for some candid shots, some exterior shots, pictures of valued employees, and you can give those pictures to your editor and they can work them into the interview. If you don't have your own editor, Peter Weiner offers editing. It is a very quick turnaround, and he would be able to assist with those videos, customizing them for you with your branding, your numbers, as well as the photos and the information from the business owner. His contact information is, well, he's in our Facebook group, and his contact information is at the end of this presentation. Now, the online competition. To make this fair, you're going to want to launch all 5 interviews at the same time on Facebook, YouTube, and any other social media platform that you choose. Facebook will most likely be the main one used for this portion of the contest, unless you happen to have a really strong YouTube channel. Now, you want to tag all parties. Tag all parties. You want to tag the business location itself. You want to tag the owner, the general manager, and the vendor sponsoring the gift card to that business. We want as many people as possible getting their eyes on that video. By the way, on Facebook, you want to select the public setting. Again, one of the purposes of the RB100 is for you to meet new people, which frankly has been a little bit encumbered lately in terms of isolation and shelter at home, or safer at home. So we want it to be a public post. So mark it as public and tag everyone involved with the business, and make sure you check in at that location of the business itself. So we want as many eyes as possible on this video and on the opportunity. Now, once you post to them, you want to have each team member comment and like each video to give it a foothold. I don't want to nerd out on you. A couple of you have been on my digital marketing calls before. You know that we are actually communicating with, I call it the robots, the search engines, when we post something like this. And the algorithm rewards engagement on posts and it rewards views on videos. So just to get it rolling, if each team member can like it, view the entire video, and share it, that is going to give that business that little push out of the nest so it can start to fly. So make sure that the team is ready to do that. If you don't have a team, line up a few friends and relatives and say, okay, when I post this, could you please go on and engage with the post? Also, for if you're out there and you're one of my clients and you don't have a team, I would be happy to be one of those team players to like, comment, and share the video. So let me know. Now, you want to update the businesses involved about every 3 days on the progress of the competition. You want to let them know, hey, as of today, Paoli's is in the lead. Luigi's is coming in at a close second, and Maria's, you need to pick up the pace. So make it, it's a little bit like a horse race. You want to keep them involved, keep them engaged, and keep all of them moving ahead. All right, so that's the online competition component. Let me know if you have any more questions about that. And I'm happy to go over it with you. Now, in general, you want to promote the RB100. You want to get invitations out to everyone in your database, old leads, dead leads, um, bridal show leads, golf show leads from 5 years ago. I don't care who they are. If you have their name, phone number, and email, invite them. Will you possibly get some unsubscribes? Great. Yay. We're cleaning up the database. Could you possibly have some people reply back and say, I don't want to hear from you? Hallelujah. Every no brings you closer to a yes. So one of the side benefits of doing the RB100 is when it's all over, your database health is going to be even higher and even tighter than it is right now. And it's going to happen in a pretty efficient way. So literally invite everyone. In addition to posting the videos on social media, you want to transcribe the interview itself and create a typed blog post about the business with the interview in that post. You want to highlight each vendor that supports the RB100. Frankly, if you wanted to, you could also do a short little interview and a feature spotlight on each vendor that's supporting this event. You want to get video testimonials about the businesses from patrons if that is something that would be fairly straightforward and easy for you to do. And you can use those short little video testimonials about the business to create an additional promotion for the RB100. Let me know if you have more questions about that. You want to set up a Facebook event with an RSVP. People that are diehard Facebook lovers will use that. They'll RSVP. It makes your job easier because they'll get automated reminders through the Facebook event. Go ahead and schedule a brainstorming session, whether virtual or in person, based on where you are, with your team and the sponsoring vendors, and just brainstorm. Come up with any other way that you may want to promote the day. The fun thing about doing something like this is that there could be ideas out there that are fantastic that we haven't thought of on our own. And by brainstorming with your team and your vendors, and possibly even the business owners, you could come up with something even bigger and better than what we're doing already. So a few tools to consider. Consider getting a Google Voice number specifically for the event. That would make tracking very easy. It will make call forwarding easier. It is just something to consider. If you are going to do that, obviously you'd want to set that number up prior to even sending out any invitation or any post about it. You also will want to be prepared for some of your closest friends and some of your past clients to still call your regular phone number because they know you as that and you're saved in their phone. I don't want to split hairs too much, but this is something for you to consider. Also, for the scheduling, as I mentioned, you could use Calendly for scheduling, and I have the link right there. Here's one random name picker that you could use if you want to randomize your drawing from a list. There are many of these. This is just one that you could possibly use. I have used this in the past and it was fairly straightforward and easy. If you would love to have quick editing for your interview videos, I asked Peter to put together a cost-effective package based on how many businesses you're going to do. Again, it would be branded with your branding. It will have, he's a professional editor. He edited for Disney for 21 years and was a freelancer prior to that. So the quality of his work is fantastic. And by editing the Zoom or GoToMeeting video interviews, he'll be able to intersperse photos, short video clips, your branding, your contact information, however you'd like it to be, and get that back to you so you can have a strong launch right off the bat. Android users, I would consider using Pulse app for scheduling text campaigns to invite and remind people from the time you set this up all the way through the morning of the campaign. So those are some tools for you to consider. I want to jump now to scripting. So the scripting for the event, as I mentioned before, here's a great voicemail message. Thank you for calling XYZ Real Estate Team to enter our contest. We're on the phone right now. Please leave your name and phone number and we'll call you back shortly. Brief, to the point, high energy. It's great. Big smile on your face while you're leaving it. Even bigger smile than I just had on my face then. All right, now when you're answering the calls, it's very straightforward. The biggest thing is you want to make sure you confirm and repeat the information. You want to then give them a positive affirmation because they shared that with you, thank them, and then a very brief opening of the door to real estate. Now, on this particular event, if it's a brand new person that's calling because of the businesses and they don't engage with the real estate component, that's okay because you already captured all their information. So you still, achieved what you were looking for. Anyway, before I digress too much, here's a possible script. Thank you for calling in to XYZ Real Estate Team. Can I get your name? Mary Wiley? Great. And your phone number? 240-298-0253. Thank you. And your email address? marywiley@southernmarylandnet.com. Okay, thank you very much. And your address? 95 Forest Lane, Colonial Beach, Virginia. All right. And that zip? 22443. Thank you so much, Mary. Now, would you like to be entered into all 5 drawings today, or are you calling about one business in particular? Okay, so you want your ticket, your drawing to be in Paoli's. Phenomenal. I'll take care of that for you. Now, Mary, I just have one more quick question. You know, the situation that we're facing right now will not last forever. And in real estate, we're expecting a major bounce back this summer when regulations are lifted. Who do you know that may be interested in real estate this summer? Or conversely, who do you know that may be interested in real estate when regulations are lifted? Okay, great. So your neighbor's actually thinking about listing and selling their home. That's fantastic. Can I get their name and information? And obviously you'd follow that path normally. Or, all right, so you don't know anyone right now? Well, thank you for thinking about that, Mary. Now, I want to thank you one more time for calling in today. The drawing will be tonight at 6 p.m. It is going to be a Facebook Live event if you want to watch it and see if you win. Now, is there anything that I can do for you? No? All right, great. Very nice meeting you. Have a great day. So that just simple, straightforward. Now, as I mentioned earlier, have data ready. I want you to think for a minute. When you say one quick question, what we're facing now is not going to last forever. We're expecting a bounce back in real estate when regulations are lifted. There are people that are going to say, well, what's happening in real estate right now? Or before you even ask that question, you may have someone say, from your database could say, it's really funny. I got your invitation to this event. We fixed our credit and we're ready to buy. What's happening in real estate right now? Is it a good time? Well, let me tell you, we had 21 listings go on the market just in the last 7 days, and 48 went under contract. You can see, remember, when there's uncertainty in the world, data brings clarity to the consumer. So you can see how these conversations could quickly go in that direction. I want to give you one other script modification. The script I just gave you now obviously is for someone who is not currently in your database. So let's say that somebody calls and you know that they're in your database, which, by the way, you're not going to know all the time. That's why I like this script, because it doesn't matter if they're in or not. You're just getting all that information right off the bat. But some people are going to call in that you know really well. The people that answer the phone and they're like, "Hey, how are you doing?" When they call, it's also a good time to just pull up their file real quick and say, "You know what? I don't have your birthday." Double check their email, that it's still the best email. It's fine to confirm and add missing information into your database. I want you to start, close your eyes and think about how healthy your database will be after this RB100. All right. So that is some basic scripting. We've gone over some tools. One thing I didn't put in here was some interview questions. I didn't feel that was necessary, because if you pull up the history of the business and the owner of the business and you know it yourself, I think that you'll come up with some compelling questions. If you would like help creating your interview questions, please let me know. Do not let that be a stumbling block. One other script that you may be interested in is if you want to know how to invite a business to be a part of this campaign. Now, many of you I know do things like this all the time, and you already have your own scripting for that. If you need assistance with just working out how to invite the restaurant or the business to be a part of this, let me know and we'll do that together. I hope this information has been helpful for you. Please let me know if you plan on doing this. Of course, it's not relegated to just May 2020. You could do this at any time. Several of you already have food drives or photography events going on right now. If it would suit you better to do this in June or July, feel free to do that and just let me know. I do think that this would be an excellent program for really anyone that I coach. I can't think of anyone where this wouldn't be a good fit. It's a good fit for some of you for a variety of reasons, and many of us have already discussed that. It's not that it's a one size fits all. It's just this is an engagement level with your vendors, an engagement level with businesses that are really facing a tough time right now. And it's going to give hope and just something fun to a lot of people. I know it's little, but sometimes those little things can make someone's day. So if you're going to join in this together, let me know. I want to keep track of and support everyone who will be doing this. So I'll be talking to you all soon. Let me know if you have any questions.